Hey developers, welcome to the ultimate tutorial where you learn to build full stack hotel booking system with MERN stack. You'll build the front end with React and Tailwind CSS, set up a powerful backend with Node.js and Express, and manage database with MongoDB. By the end of this tutorial, you would have built a fully functional hotel booking system from scratch with MERN stack. This isn't just another project, it's a real world project that will boost your portfolio. Now, let's walk through the project together. So this is what the front end looks like. This is what our user is going to see when they visit the website. This is the navigation bar, the name of the hotel. Then we have links right here on the right hand side. Then we're going to build this hero section that looks amazing. We have the text at the center. Next thing we're going to work on is the hotel room display. We have 4 rooms in total to be displayed. This is the header. Book your stay and relax in luxury. These are the rooms. The first room here, we have the image, the name of the room, the price, the amenities available for this particular room. This is the second room, the image, the name of the room, presidential suite, the price, the amenities available as well. This is the fourth room, executive suite, and this is the third room, double room, which is for family basically. So this is what the hotel room list looks like. Next thing we're going to work on is the facilities and services. These are the services available: pick and drop, parking space, welcome drinks, swimming pool, full board, hotel, hot and cold water. Then we're going to build this footer section that looks amazing. Another thing we're going to work on is the hotel details. So when the user clicks on the image, this is what they are going to see: the name of the room, the price, the image, every other stuff will be on the right hand side. So basically, this is what it looks like. This is the image, this is the name of the room, the price, amenities, then description. And on the right side, we're going to have the form to book the stay. The user will fill in the name, email, phone number, check in date, check out, number of guests, and then click on the book now button. Now, this is the admin panel right here. So we have the sidebar and we have the main page. On the sidebar, we have add rooms, list rooms. These are the rooms that we've added, the 4 rooms that you can see on the front end. Okay, so these are the rooms, and then we have the delete icon. Then we have reservation. Right now, no reservation is made, and we have the logout. So I'm going to make a reservation now for this room. I'm going to use testing name. Then the email is sample@gmail.com. Just this random phone number, check in dates, and also select checkout dates. Then the number of guests too. I'll click on book now, and you're going to get this notification: reservation successful. Now, if you check the reservation, you're going to see the name of that reservation right there. Okay, I made reservation twice. So this is the second reservation that I made, and this is what it looks like. You can get the name of the room, the name of the user, the email, the phone number, guest, check in, check out, and a button to delete the reservation if the user has left. Okay, and this is basically what the room reservation looks like. And then we're going to add rooms. Right now we have those 4 rooms, so I'm going to delete a room. You can see the 4 rooms that we have right now. So I'm going to delete this executive room, which is the last one. If I click on delete icon, you can see a notification: product removed. So right now I'm going to add, we're going to select this image from here. Then I'm going to type in the name of the room, executive suites. Then we're going to have the description as well. Copy this and paste it in the description. Then I'm going to have the price as well. Then I'll click on this button, add room, and you're going to get a notification that the room has been added successfully, or product added successfully. So you can see this is the notification that we have here. If we head back here, you will see that we only have 3 rooms available because I deleted the executive room. Now we're going to reload this page, and once we reload, you're going to see that we have the 4 rooms available. Okay, so we have the 4 rooms available: the executive, W room, presidential, and the last one. Okay, so this is basically what it looks like. This is everything that we're going to work on In this tutorial, we're going to build this amazing hotel booking system using MERN stack, MongoDB, Express, React, Node.js, and we're going to style all of this with Tailwind CSS. We're going to work on this now, and everything will be step by step. So this is what we're building basically. So you're going to start by opening your code editor, then you navigate to File, click on Open Folder. Then we're going to navigate to our desktop. I have a folder where I create all my projects. So I'm going to click on YouTube project. And in here, I'm going to create a folder. So I'm just going to come over here. And then we're going to click on new folder. We're going to create a new folder and we're going to name it MERN stack hotel reservation. Press enter. Then we're going to select the folder and open it in VS Code. In this folder, we're going to create 3 folders. So I'm going to create the first folder for Frontend. And we're going to start our project with our Frontend first. On the Frontend folder, we're going to click on Integrated Terminal, open an Integrated Terminal. I'm going to be using Git bash for my terminal. And right here, we're going to create our React app. npm create vit at latest space full stop. Then you press enter. Then you'll be prompted to select the framework. We're using React, select React, then select the variant JavaScript. And then we're going to install React dependencies, npm install, press enter as well. So now that we have successfully installed React packages, let's see what we have. You can see we have our node modules, public folder, source, git ignore, every other thing is right here. So now let's start our server, npm run dev, press enter. Now we hover on this link, then you click on follow link. And now you can see the default React app. The counter is working, everything is working perfectly well. Now we need to do some cleanups. Then we're going to install Tailwind because we're going to be styling with Tailwind. Also, we need to install React Router DOM to help us navigate between pages, and we need to install React icons as well. Let's start with cleanup. So right here where we have our app.css, I'm going to delete that. Then our app.jsx, I'm going to collapse this a bit, Control A, delete everything. I'm going to type in this keyword REFC to create React snippets. Press enter. To use this, you need to have this extension installed, EX7 React Redux React Native extension. So you just come over here to search extension, search EX7 plus React Redux / React Native extension. Once you have this extension, you can use several shortcuts to create snippets with React Native. Okay, then our index.css as well. I'm going to delete everything that we have. Now that we have everything, the only thing we should see here is app, right? If that's what you're seeing, then let's continue with our tutorial. The next thing we need to do now is to install Tailwind. So I'm going to type in tailwindcss.com, type that in a new tab. Also type React icons, and in a new tab as well, type React router DOM. Okay, for the React icon, ensure that you're on npmjs.com/package/React icon. For React router DOM as well, npmjs.com/package/React router DOM. Then Tailwind CSS official website. Okay, reload. Okay, so if you're on the official website right here, just click on docs on the documentation. So once you're on this part of the website, you're going to see the installation. We're using Vite, so we're just going to follow these steps here. On the terminal, we're going to paste this. We'll copy this line of code. We already have this npm create vit at latest my project. We've changed the directory to the project. So now we're going to copy this line of code to install Tailwind CSS. So highlight it and copy this. Then you head over to your terminal. We're going to stop the terminal from running, Ctrl C. Then we're going to paste what we just copied now. Press enter. While that is installing, the next step is to visit the vit.config.ts. In our own case, it's going to be JS because we're using JavaScript, not TypeScript. Okay, and we're going to copy this line of code here. And right here, we'll navigate here, vit.config.js. Paste the line of code after this. Then continue. We'll copy this line of code as well, where we have plugin, which is right here after React. Type in comma, press enter, then paste what you just copied now. Next is the CSS, which is our index.css. We're going to copy this line of code, Control C. So right here, index.css, we're going to paste this as well. And the next step is to start our terminal. And also we can start styling. So while this is still installing, the tailwind.css is still installing, we're going to head over to app. So I'm going to change this. I'll use an h1 tag. h1, and I'm going to type in subscribe to my channel. Then I'm going to try and style. Class name text to Excel. I'm going to set the color. You can see that it's already showing us Tailwind CSS. So here I'm going to choose this color code right here. Okay, so to see this, we need to start our server. But before that, we need to install other things. So I'm going to close the Tailwind. Then we're going to install React icon. I'm going to copy the installation code that we have here. Click on copy, and then we'll paste it in our terminal. Install React icon. Then for React router DOM as well, we'll do the same thing. We're going to copy the installation code as well. And on the terminal, after installing React icon, let's see, React icon has been installed. We're going to paste this right here. Okay, so now React router DOM has also been installed. If you check package log.json, let me reduce this well. You will see here that we have Tailwind CSS, React router DOM, and React icons. And now we're going to close this, and close this as well. Now we can start creating our components, pages, and context. So right here in the source folder, right click, create a new folder. For pages, we'll create another folder in source folder. For components, we're going to create another folder for contexts. So in the component folder, we're going to create about 5 files. Our navbar.jsx, refc to create React snippets. In the component folder as well, we're going to create the hero file, hero.jsx, refc, React snippet. We're going to create the footer.jsx, refc. Also, we're going to create the hotel list file .jsx, refc as well. Then we're going to have the facility file, facility.jsx, refc. Okay, so we've created all the files that we need in our components folder. Next is the pages folder. In the pages folder, we're going to have the home page.jsx, refc, press enter as well. In the pages folder, we're going to have the hotel details.jsx as well, refc. Okay, we're going to leave the context folder for now. The next thing we need to do is to get all the images that we're going to use for the front end before we start fetching images and details from the back end after we have secured the connection. For now, we're still working on the front end, so we need to get all the images. So I'm going to copy everything that we have right here. I'm just going to copy everything and I'm going to paste them in the asset folder. Replace. I'm going to drop the link for you to have access to the images in the description box. So do well to check the description box. Also, if you want to get the source code for a small fee, it's also in the description box. If you've watched to this part and you've not subscribed, please do well to subscribe to my channel. I have several amazing tutorials that I'm working on and I'm going to be putting out for free in this channel. Okay, so we have all the images right here. We have our hero image, we have the rooms images, and then we have this asset folder. Because we're starting with the front end, we need our asset folder. I've imported all the images right here. The link to this as well will be in the description box. All the images will be added to it as well. Okay, now in our asset folder, we have our hotel details basically. Okay, what we want to display to the user. And we have an array of objects that is holding all of the properties. Okay, so we name this room data. Right here, this is the object for the first hotel room. So right here, this is the very first one, right? We have the ID to be one, we have the name of the room, we have the description, we have the price, and we have the image. Okay, so all of these has key and values. This is the key. ID is one, the name, special executive room, the description, the price, and the image. So this is the second hotel room right here. We have the ID, the name, we have the description, the price, and the image. The third one as well, we have the ID, name, description, price. The fourth one, and all of that. So this is just an array of objects containing all of the 44 rooms that are available in this hotel. Okay, so now let's get to work. Right here in our app.js, I'm going to delete what we have here before. And now we're going to mount our navbar. So right here, I'm going to have navbar. And then I'm going to close this. I need to import the navbar as well. Import navbar from component slash navbar. Then after the navbar, we're going to use the route to so that we can use our route without an S to set up our navigation. So right here, I'm going to have route. In between the routes, we are going to use the route without an S. We'll set the path here, / and then we're going to mount our home page here from pages, and we're going to close the route part. So first off, we need to import it. We need to import routes and routes from React router DOM. Okay, so the part that we have here is leading to the home page. Now we need to set up the route for our hotel details as well. Route, we'll set the paths, and this is going to have a dynamic path because different rooms, different details. So we're going to have room / then colon ID. So we're accessing each room details by the ID. And then elements, we're going to render the hotel details page. So hotel details. And we're going to close this and close this as well, as we have it here in the pages, hotel details. Okay, so now that we have set up our route for home page for hotel details, we need to import the home page as well. So we're going to import home page from dot / and pages / home page. Then for hotel details as well, hotel details from dot / pages / hotel details. Then after our route, after setting up the route, we're going to mount our footer here. And we also need to import the footer as well. So I'm going to import footer from dot / component / footer. Okay, so we have our navigation bar mounted here in app.js. The navigation bar will be on top of all the pages that we're going to have, be it the home page, be it the hotel details page. Then we have set up our route so that we can navigate between pages. We can navigate to the home page, and also we can navigate to hotel details page based on the ID of the room. Then after setting up the routes, we have our footer here that will be at the bottom of all the pages that we're going to have in this project. Next thing is in our main.jsx, we need to wrap our entire application with our browser router so that we can navigate in the application. So I'm going to delete this strict mode that we have here. Then I'm going to turn this to a comment, control / and right here we're going to have browser router from React router DOM, and I'm going to cut this up, Ctrl X, and I'm paste it in between the browser router so that the browser router can wrap around the entire application so that we can navigate between pages. Now if we type in npm run dev and we start our server, oh, there's a typo error, npm run dev. Okay, so now let's check what we have. Let me close all of this. Okay, we should see the navigation bar, the home page, and then the footer. The navigation bar will be on top of all pages, the footer will be at the bottom of all pages, then we have our home page. Now that we have that working, let's create the content for our navigation bar. Let me close this and close this. So in the navigation bar, we're going to delete this nav bar that we have here. Then I'll use the nav tag. In the nav tag, we're going to have two div tags. The first div tag will be for the logo. We'll have an h2 tag right here. And then it's going to take this text. Then I'll use the span tag to wrap the next text. Then this is the second div tag that we have here. Okay, in this second div tag, we're going to have our list. So I'm going to use UL tag. Then we're going to have three list items. The first list item is going to take bookings. The second list item will take rooms. And the last one will take contacts. Okay, so we should see this in our navbar. You can see the logo, bookings, rooms, contacts. Now, another thing we need to ensure is that once the user clicks on the text, which is replacing the logo, it should lead them to the home page. So right here, I'm going to use the link tag from React Router DOM. And I'm going to cut this and paste this in between the link tag. Now, we'll set the part of the link to /, okay, which is the same thing that we've already made here. The parts here to the home page. So that is what we're using here. Now we need to get link, import link from React Router DOM. Okay, so whatever page we are and the user clicks on this logo, Deluxe Hotels, it should lead them back to the home page. Now let's style. So for our nav tag, class name, display would be flex. Remember that we're styling with a wind. Justify between. We'll set the padding to 2 rem. Then we'll set the background color to black. And we're going to set all text to white. Let me close this so that we can have a larger screen. Now we have an h2 tag right here in the first div tag. And here we're going to set the font to bold. Text size will be 2XL. Then on the span tag, we're going to set the text color with this color code. Next is the div tag that we have here. Okay, we'll style the UL tag. Display will be flex, justify between, and we'll have a gap of 8. Now for each of the list item, we're going to style everything at the same time. So I'm just going to Control Alt, then I'll select everything. Class name, the font, we'll set this to bold. The text size would be large. Cursor will be set to pointer. And when the user hover on it, the text color will take this color code. So right now, this is what our navigation looks like. Now that we're done with our navbar, we're going to close this. Next is the hero section. The hero section is going to be in our home page. So I'm going to navigate to home page first. Then I'm going to mount my hero section right there. So we're going to have hero. We're going to import it as well. Import hero from /component/hero. Okay, so we should see hero right here. Okay, now let's continue with our code. I'm going to close this as well, then open our hero section. Now for the hero section, we're going to use our background image, which is this image that we have here, hero 2. So we need to import that image first. Import background. I'm going to name a background image from // asset folder / the name of the image is hero2.jpg. Right, now let's start building the hero section. Let me close this asset that we have here. And right here, we are going to start with the transparent dark overlay. So I'm going to create a div tag for that. I'll leave the div tag. empty. Then I'm going to create another div tag for our centered content. Inside that div tag, we'll have an h2 tag. We'll have an h1 tag. And also we're going to have a button. The h2 tag is going to take this text. And the h1 tag is going to take this. And for the button, it's going to take this text as well. Book your stay. Okay. Now, this is what we're going to have. Now, let's style and also add the background image. So, I'm going to close this. The first div tag that we have here, display will be relative. And also, we're going to set the height to 100 VH. The width will be full. The background cover. Then the background will be at the center as well. Background, no repeats. Okay. Then we use the inline styling to add the background image. So we're going to have, we use background image. Then we're using the URL. So we'll start with the backtick. We'll have URL, open our brackets, then use $, open our curly braces, and then we're going to call the background image that we already imported right here. Okay. So after that, we're going to style this div tag for the transparent overlay. Display will be absolute. The insert will be set to 0. The background color will take gray 900. Then we're going to set the opacity to 30. And the Z index will take 10. Now, for the div tag that we have here, the position will be relative as well. The Z index here will be 20. The display here will be flex. Flex direction colon. And then all items at the center. Justify content center as well. The height will be full. And all text at the center. Then the text colors will be white. And also, we're going to set px to 4. Then we have the h2 tag. The text size will be large. We'll have a margin bottom of 4. And also tracking widest. Then all text here will be uppercase. Then we have the h1 tag, class name. The text size will be 4XL. And then we're going to have font, bold, and the margin bottom of this would be 6. Then for the button as well, we're going to set the background color lime 500 I mean. The text color would be black. The font bold. PY will be 3. PX will be 6. And then rounded LG for the border radius that will be around it. And when the user hover on the button, the background color should be a bit deeper, so 600. And we're going to add transition. Okay, this is supposed to be relative. Okay. So this is what the hero section looks like. We have the navigation bar and we have the hero section. If you hover on the button, you can see it becomes deep a bit. Okay, these are the centered text. This is the background image right here. Next is to create the hotel list. Before creating the hotel list, we need to first create our context folder, our context file. In the context file, we'll be able to have shared data that we'll be able to share across components without having to pass it down to props. So right here, I'm going to have room context.jsx. Okay, right here, we're not going to be using RAFC to create React snippets. We're going to create our context from scratch. So the room context in this case is going to be like the center where we're going to be getting all the informations of the room, and we can easily access it in any component or pages without having to pass it down as props. So let's start. We're going to import React first off. Then next thing is to get all the images and the data. So we'll import room data from our asset folder. Okay. Next is to create our context, the room context. I'm going to use export because we want to have access to the room context in other part of our component. So we're going to have export const room context. And we're going to create this with create context. So here, create context. Next thing is to create our room context provider. So we're going to have const room context provider, the room context provider function. I'm going to pass children here. Then we need to export the room context provider. So we're going to have export default room context provider. Okay. In the room context provider function, we're going to have a return statement to return our values. So we're going to return room context dot provider, and in between this we are going to have the children. Okay, I missed an n here. All right, in the room context dot provider as well, this is where we're going to pass the values that we're going to use in other parts of our component. So I'm just going to pass in value, but it's still empty for now. So before the return statement, we need to create a state variable that is going to hold all the information about the rooms that we're getting from room data, and a setter function that will update the information if there is a change. And by default, we're going to set the rooms to room data. So this is basically what I'm saying. State variable rooms, setter function set rooms will be equal to use state will be room data. Okay. So if you hover on rooms now, you can see we're getting all the information that we have in room data. In rooms, we have the ID, the name, the description, price, and the image. Okay, now we're going to pass the value that we need here, which is rooms, because we're going to need the details of the rooms in other part of our component, and we have it right here. So this is our room context. Next thing we need to do in our main.jsx, we need to wrap our entire application around room context. So right here, I'm going to cut this and I'm going to type in room context provider. I'll paste what I just cut. Now I need to import this right here. Import room context provider. Room context provider from context./context/room context. Okay, so now that we have wrapped our room context around our application, I'll close this. And now we head back to our component and we can now display the hotel list. So first off, in our hotel list, before our return statement, we need to extract our rooms, the room details from our room context. So right here, we're going to have const rooms will be equal to use context with room context. And we're going to import our room context. Import room context from dot /context/room context. Okay, this is supposed to be room. Okay. Now let's see if we're able to get the details of the room. Let's log into console, rooms, comma, the room that we're getting right here from our context. Okay, but let's see in the home page, did we mount our hotel list? Not yet. So we need to do that. Hotel lists. Okay, now that we've mounted this, let's head back here. Okay, so this should be in a curly braces. Okay, perfect. Now if you head here, if we right click, inspect, then we click on console, we should get the rooms. You can see the array of objects, array 4. This is the first object with the ID 1, the name, the description, everything. So we're able to fetch the room right now. Okay, now let's display the rooms. So I'm going to close this right here, and right here where we have this div tag, we're going to have another div tag. In this other div tag, we're going to have an h2 tag right here, and it's going to take this text. Then we're going to, after this h2 tag, we're going to create another div tag. In this div tag, this is where we're going to display the hotel rooms. Okay, so first off, we need to check the length of the room to see if there are any rooms to be displayed. If there's room to display, then we're going to map over the rooms to display our room. So this is basically what I'm saying. We're going to check rooms dot length. I want to check if the length is 0. If the length is greater than 0, then we want to do this. If it is not, then we're going to do this. Okay, let's deal with the not first, which is going to take a p tag to display this text. In this p tag, we're going to display no rooms available. That is if there are no rooms. We're checking here for the length of the room. If it is greater than 0, we want to do this. If it is not, we want to do this. Okay. Now, this, if it is greater than 0, if there is room available, this is what we're going to do. We're going to map over the rooms. So we're going to have room dot map room, comma, the index number to uniquely identify each of the room. Then we'll have our curly braces right here. First off, we need to first destructure the room, so that instead of having, if we want to display, instead of having room.image, room.name, we're just going to have image, name, title, price, and all of that. So right here, we're going to have const. We're going to have underscore ID. I'm going to explain why we need this later as ID. Then we're going to have the image with the structure, the name, and also price. And everything right here will be equals to rooms. Then for now, I'm going to remove this, but we're going to use this later. I'm going to explain why. Okay, now we're going to return, open our brackets. We'll start with the div tag, and the div tag will pass the key to uniquely identify, and we're identifying each of the room with the index. Okay, after this div tag, we're going to have the image tag, and in the image, in our source, we're going to pass image, which is what we have destructured here. After this image, we're going to have another div tag. In this div tag, we're going to have an h3 tag where we're going to have the name. After this, we'll have a p tag where we're going to have the price in dollars. So we're going to have $sign before the price. Then after this p tag, we're now going to have a div tag to display the amenities. But for the amenities, we're not displaying it now. First off, we need to create an array of objects that is going to hold the amenities to make things faster. So before the hotel list function that we have here, we're going to have const amenities lists amenities. Okay. The first we'll have the label 1 to 2%. Then we'll have the icon in the amenities. We're going to use the user icon. I'm going to use user friends, and I'm going to close this. Okay, so we need to import this icon actually. So I'm going to import FA user friends from React icon /FA. The best way to get icons from React icon, just open a new tab, type in React icons, press enter. So if you type in React icons, this is the npm package that we installed earlier, right? And now if you click on the first one, which is react icon.github.io, click on this, it will lead you to this page. This is what we installed earlier. It will lead you to this page, react icons.github.io /react-icon /. Then you can search any icon. You can just type in and it's going to give you a list of icons that you can choose from. So this is where I got the icon from. Okay, so this is the icon that I used, and this is the imports here, right? And right here as well, this is the tag that you're going to paste where you want to use it. Okay, so this is for the first object. Now to the second object, we're going to have a label. Then this is going to take bit hub. We're going to have bathub, comma, icon, and we're going to use the bit icon. Because I've installed React icon, I was just able to click on this. Okay, then after this, we'll have the next one, label. We're going to have king size bed. So these are the amenities that we're going to display. So here, icon. The icon, we're going to use the bed icon. So I'm just going to type in bed. And you can see here, it's been imported. If it doesn't work like this, if it does not import like this, just head back here, search for bed icon. And we're going to see a list of icons that you can choose from. You don't necessarily have to use the particular icon that I'm using right now. Now, the next object is for the Wi-Fi. So we're going to have label free Wi-Fi, if that's how you call it. Then we're going to have an icon as well. And we're going to use the Wi-Fi icon. For each of these icons, we're going to style them directly here. So I'm just going to have class name, the text, the color should be gray, 600. I'm going to copy this and I'm going to paste it for all the icons. Alright, so we have our amenities right here. Now we're going to map over the array of objects for these amenities to display them in this div tag. So right here, we're going to have open our curly braces, amenities list dot map. Open our brackets, we're going to pass amenity and then the index. I'm just going to use IDX. Oh, come on. No. Control Z. Okay. Open our brackets. Then we're going to start with the div tag. In this div tag, we're going to have amenity dot icon. Then we'll have a span tag. Amenity dot label, which is what we're getting from here, the label and the icon. Okay, so there's something that you should note right here. We're using amenity.icon, amenity.label because we did not destructure amenity. If we had destructure amenity like with the structure rooms here, we would not need to use amenity.icon. We're just going to use icon directly and label directly. Okay, so while looking through this now, remember that right here, we're here to use the ID, which we're going to use later. We're going to use the ID later. Okay, now we're going to pass the key here so that we can uniquely identify each of the amenity when we're displaying them. Right, so this is what we have now. Now another thing we need to work on is the image that we have here. We want to ensure that once the user clicks on the image, it leads them to the room details. So we're going to use the link icon from React Router DOM. And we're going to import that link icon, import link from React icon, from React Router DOM, from React Router DOM. Okay, and I'm going to cut this, Ctrl Z, and I'm going to paste this in between the link. So we'll set the part of the link. This is going to, we're going to have a backtick /room slash $, on our curly braces, and pass the ID. So one thing you need to note is when you're creating the link, you need to ensure that it matches with what we have in app.js. You can see right here in our dynamic parts, you see we have /room and then :ID. So in our hotel list as well, we have the same thing, /room, then for our ID as well. Okay. Oh, I'm supposed to open this back. So now if we check, this is what we have: book your stay and relax in luxury. Okay, we have the image of the first room, we have the name of the room, the price, the icons, which is the amenities that we listed earlier, 1 to 2 persons, bed top, king size bed, free Wi-Fi. This is the second room, this is the third room with the image and the name, and this is the first room, all in one double room, 1 to 2 persons, bed top, king size, and everything. So now let's style so this can look much more presentable. So I'm going to close this and we'll start with this div tag right here. Class name, we'll set the background color with this color code. Then we're going to set py to 16, px to 4. Then for the second div tag that we have here, max width, we'll take 6xl, mx auto. Now for our h2 tag, the text size will be 4xl, and the font will take this font family. The text should be at the center. Margin bottom will be 12. Text color will be gray, 800. Now for the div tag that we have here, which is a container to display the rooms, display will be grid colon 2. I'm going to set a gap of 10. Then we have the next div tag right here. I'm going to set the background color to white. We'll have a shadow. Border radius will be large. And then overflow will be hidden. Overflow hidden. Next is the image. We're going to set the width to full. Height will take 80. Object cover. Then we have the next div tag. We're going to set the padding of this to 5. Now for the name, class name, the text size 2xl, font semi-bold, and the text color should take gray text. Gray 800. Margin bottom will be 1. Now to the price, we're going to set the text color as well. Gray 600. And the text should be large. Then we'll have a margin bottom of 4 here. Now this div tag that is displaying the amenities, the display will be grid goes to, we'll have a gap of 4. Text will be base, that's the text size, and the text color will be gray. 700. And right here for this other div tag, display would be flex, item center, and we'll have a gap of 2. Okay. Next thing we have here is where we have the no rooms available. So I'm just going to style this. Text color will be gray as well. 500. The text at the center. Call span full. Okay. All right. So this is what we have at the end of the day. We have the header tag right here. We have all the rooms right here, the 4 rooms that we want to display. This is the image, this is the name of the room, this is the price, number of persons, bed top, free Wi-Fi, king size bed. We have the second room, we have the third and the 4th room. Now if you click on this, you're going to see the hotel details. If you click on this other image, you're going to see room 2 in the URL and you see hotel details. If the user clicks on this as well, this is for the 3rd room, hotel details. Click on the logo, it will lead you back to the home page. Click on the 4th room, hotel details. Click on the logo, it will lead you back to the home page. So basically, this is it. Next thing we need to build now is the amenities display, facility display. So now that we're done with hotel list, I'm going to close this. Then we'll open the facility. I'm going to mount this in the home page. Okay, now let's deal with this. So before we display, we need to first off create an array of objects that will display all the services available. So we're going to have const services. The first object, we're going to have the icon. I want to use the shuttle van icon. And we're getting this from the, okay, so I'm going to close this. I need to import this as well. Import shuttle van from React icons /fa. If you search the shuttle van here, you're going to see it. Okay. And we're going to set the size right here. The size will be 32. So another thing we're going to have in the object is the title. Pick up and drop. Then we're going to have our description, which is going to take this. Okay, so this is for the first. So I'm just going to paste the rest because I already have the array of object already. Now I'm going to paste this right here. Let me close this so that we can see this properly. So this is the second one. Let me get all the icons as well. Okay, now we have all the icons. Now for the first service, pick up and drop, you can see the icon is here as well. Now for the second object, we have the parking space. We're using the car icon. We have the description. For the third one as well, we have the icon, we have the title, we have the description, we have the 4th one, the 5th, and the last one. Now let's display all of these services in the facility UI. So first we'll create a div tag. In this div tag, we're going to have 2 div tags. The first one would be for the title and the second one would be for the display. So we'll have a p tag here. Then we're going to have an h2 tag here as well. For this p tag, we're going to take this, and for the h1 tag, we're going to have facilities and services. Now this is for the first div tag. Now for the second div tag is where we're going to display and map over the services that we've created here. So open your curly braces, services, dots. We use the map method, pass service, comma, index to uniquely identify each of them. Okay, so we'll have a div tag. which will take a key, will pass in index. In this div tag that we have right here, we're going to have another div tag that is going to take service dot icon. After this div tag, we're now going to have an h3 tag. The h3 tag will as well take the title, so we're going to have service dot title, and then we'll have a p tag for description, service dot description. So now this is what we have. We have the headers, we have the icon, we have the title, and we have the description. Now let's style. So this will look more presentable. We'll come back here. We'll start by styling this div tag. We'll set the background color with this color code. PY will be 16, PX will be 4, both paddings. Then on the medium screen, PX will take 20. Now for the second div tag, MX will be auto, and the max width. The max width will take 7XL. Then for this other div tag here, we'll set margin bottom to 12. For the P tag, text should be small, tracking widest. Everything should be in uppercase, and the text color will be gray 500. Now we have the H2 tag. The text size should take 4XL. The fonts should take this, and the font will be semi-bold, and the text color will be gray 800. Then we have this other div tag here. The display here will be grid, and the medium screen grid column 3. We'll set the gap to 10. Gap. And on a small screen, grid column 2. Okay. Then we have this div tag here, where we'll set the display to flex direction colon item starts. All items should start. Space on y-axis, we're going to set that to 3. Then the div tag that we have here, I'm going to set the background color to this, rounded full, padding 5, text color block. Then we have an h3 tag. Text should be 2XL, and the font will be semi-bold, and the text color will be gray 800. Now for the description, text color should take gray 500. Max width of this size, and the text should be small. Okay. Alright, so this is what we have at the end of the day. Services and facilities. You can see right here the icon, the images, and everything. Let's see if we change the icon to white. Let's see if this will come out well. Text white. Let's see the difference. Nah. Ctrl Z. Text black. It looks better as black. Okay. So this is for the facilities. Now we'll create our footer. So now that we're done with the facility, let us open the footer. Okay, so for our footer section, we are going to have a div tag. Then we'll have another div tag after this. So I'm going to use comments to separate. This will be the top section in the footer, and this would be the bottom section. Now let's start with the top section. In the top section, we're going to have an h2 tag, which is going to take this text. Then after the text, we're now going to have a div tag. In this div tag, we're going to have an input field for email and the button that will take this text, join now. Okay. This will take a placeholder. Enter your email address. Enter your email address. Enter. Okay. Then the bottom section now. In the bottom section, we're going to have two different tags. The first one will be for the left and the second one will be for the right. So in the left section, we'll have an h2 tag, which is going to take this text, which is the name of the project. And after the h2 tag, we'll have a div tag. In this div tag, we're going to have icons, Facebook from FE. We're using Facebook icon, then Instagram icon, and close this. Then we're also going to have YouTube icon. We're going to import all of the icons right here. We're going to import FE Facebook, comma, FE Instagram, comma, FE YouTube from React icons / FE. If you want to get the icons, you just head back here and get all those icons. You just type in Facebook. Then we have the other div tag, which is for the right section, which is going to take a list. We're going to have 4 list items. The first list item will take home. The second list item will take bookings. The third will take rooms. And the last one will take contacts. Then we're now going to have a p tag here that is going to take this copyright section. Okay. So this is what we have in our footer. If we check our websites, we should see this right here. Okay, this is what we have. Now let's style this so that it will look better. So let me close this. We'll start with this top div tag here. Display would be flex direction, colon, gap of 12, px will be 16, padding on x-axis, and py will be 16 as well. The background color should be black. And the text color would be white. Now to this div tag that we have here for the top section. The display here will be grid. Place contents at the center. We'll have a gap of 6. And then all text as well should be at the center. Now for the h2 tag, we'll set the text size to 4XL and the font will be bold. Then we have the div tag that is wrapping the input field and the button. The display would be flex, items, center, justify, center as well. The max width will be XL. And also we want everything at the center. And we'll set the width to full. Now for the input field, flex will be set to grow. There shouldn't be space in between these. So flex grow. Px, we will set this to 10. Py would be 4, which is going to be the width and the height. We'll set the border to 2 and the border radius to 0. Then we're going to have border lime. The border color would be lime 500. And then border radius on the left will be full. We'll set the outline to none. And also the text in the placeholder will be set to small. Then for our button, we're going to set the background color to lime as well, 400. The text color should take white. Px would be 8. Py would be 4 for the width and height. Then border radius on the right will be full. And the fonts for the text in the button will take bold. Then we have the bottom section right here. The display here will be flex. Flex direction will be colon. Justify between items center. And the text as well will be at the center. And we'll have a gap of 6. Then for the next div tag, we're just going to style the h2 tag directly. The text size will be 2XL and the font will be bold. Then we have this div tag right here. Display will be flex, justify, center. We'll set the gap to 4. Margin top will be 3. Text line 500. Okay. Now for each of these, we're going to style them. The size should be 3XL. Cursor pointer. Then we have this div tag here. Display here will be flex. Gap, we'll set this to 6. Justify center. And the text size would be base. The font will be medium. Now for each of these lists, we're going to set the cursor to pointer. Class name, cursor, pointer. Then we have this copyright section here. Text on the center. Text size should be small. Margin top will be 4. So this is what our footer looks like now. This is the sign up. This is the input field. This is the button. We have this left and right side, and we have the copyright side as well. So this is our footer. Now the next thing that we're going to work on is our hotel details page, such that when the user clicks on the image, it should lead them to the hotel details page, and they should see details about the hotel. They should be able to see all the necessary details that they need, and also they should be able to book their stay. So now I'm going to close the footer and we'll close our component. Then we'll proceed to the hotel details page. In the hotel details page, first off, we need to import our room data from our asset folder. Then we're going to import use params, which is what we'll use to identify the ID of a specific room. So we're going to import use params from React Router DOM. Next thing we need to do right here is to first get the ID of the room. So we're going to have const ID will be equals to use params. Then we're going to get the room based on the ID. We're getting this ID here from the parameter that we're going to have here, right? If we click on this particular room, this parameter. Now we want to get details of the room based on ID. So we're going to have const room will be equal to room data dot. We'll use the find method to find the room, and here we're going to return any room that match with the ID. So we're going to have room dot ID pass. We're converting this to an ID return. Okay, let me explain what we just did here. We created a variable room that is going to store all of this. Now the job of this is to use the find method to find any room that matches with the room data. That's our passing room right here. We're using find method to find a specific room, and if we find it, we want to return the room based on ID that matches with the ID of the selected room that we're trying to check, which has also been converted to an integer. Okay, so now that we have this, we can now work on our hotel details. So right here, I'm going to delete this, and now we're going to create two div tags. The first will be, I'm going to use a comment to separate both. The first div tag will be for the left side, and the second div tag would be for the right side. In this div tag right here, for the left side, we're going to start with the left. On the left side, we're going to have a div tag. In the div tag, we'll have an h1 tag and a p tag. Then after the div tag, we're not going to have an image tag. So for the h1 tag, it's going to take the name of the room. So we're going to have room.name. And for the p tag, will be for price. Room.price. We're getting the room from here, right? If you remember, room.name, room.price. Then for the image, we're going to have room.image. Then after the image, we're going to create a div tag for the amenities, where we're going to have an h2 tag. And the h2 tag, will create another div tag after the h2 tag. Ctrl Z. Okay, the h2 tag will take amenities. Then after the h2 tag, we'll now have a div tag. In this div tag, we're going to have 5 div tags. Okay, the first one will take the Wi-Fi icon and also the text. The second div tag, let me import the icon first. I'm going to import FA Wi-Fi from React icons /FA. Then after this, the second div tag would take the TV icon, TV. I'm going to have cable TV. The third div tag would take utensils. I'm just going to type in utensils. Let's see. Okay, this has imported as well. The TV did not import, so okay, utensils, and here we're going to have restaurants as the text after the icon. Next is the pool, so I'm just going to type in swimming pool. I'm going to type in the word pool, and lastly we're going to have the room service, so we need the concierge icon. Okay, so we have room service. Everything has been imported right here. Okay, so after this div, after the div that is more like the container for the amenities, we're now going to have another div tag. we'll have an H2 tag here. I need to take the text room description. Then we'll have a P tag, 4 P tags, and each and every one of these will take room dot description. Okay, so this is what we're going to have for the left side. Now to the right side. The right side is where we're going to have the booking form. So I'm going to have an H2 tag right here, and it's going to take this text, book your stay. After this H2 tag, we're going to have our form tag. So we're going to have the form tag. I'll delete this action that we have here because we're going to submit the form later. We'll get to that soon. Next is our input field for text. And right here, we'll come back to the name. I'll have a placeholder to display name. Then we'll have another input field for email. And the placeholder would be email. Then we're going to have another input field for telephone. So I'm just going to choose telephone right here. We don't need any placeholder. We need a placeholder, placeholder, phone number. Then we're going to have a div tag. In this div tag, we'll have a label, and this label would be for dates, and the label text would take check-in. After the label, we'll have an input field for date. Input type will be dates. Then we're going to have, after this div, we'll create another div tag for checkout. So here, label for date as well, or I'm just going to leave it empty, and this is going to take checkout. After this label, we'll have our input field for date as well. After this, we'll create another div tag. In this other div tag, we'll have our label, and this label is going to be for guests. Oh, let's just leave it empty. Number of guests. Okay. After the label, we'll use our select tag. In the select tag, we're going to create an array to display the number of guests that we want available. So you're going to open your curly braces, then these square brackets, array want 3 dot keys dot map. We'll pass the index. So right here, we're going to display our option, and the value will be the I plus 1, and also we're going to pass the key as well. The key would be I plus 1 as well, and the number of guests to be displayed based on this as well. So let me just add. Okay, tons will be I plus 1 guests. So I'm going to add guests with an S in brackets here. Okay, so we have mapped over the array of 3 items. We're displaying the items and we're adding plus 1 every single time, and the limit is 3. Okay, so after the select tag and the div tag, we're going to add the button, and the type is submit, and it's going to take this text, book now. Okay, so if we head back here in the first room that we have here, we should see the name of the room, the price, the image, all the amenities, description, check in, check out, and everything else. Back here, if we scroll down, to, let's say, this other room here, you can see we're in the fourth room. We have the name, the price, the image, amenities, description, and the form to book the stay. Now let's style. So we'll start by styling from here. From this div type, we'll have our class name. We want everything at the center, so MX Auto. Then the max width will be 7XL. We'll have a padding of 6. Display would be grid. Grid template columns 1. And what a gap of 8. Now let's start with the left side. Class name on the medium screen, call span 2, and then word space. For this as well, for the H1 tag, we'll style this. The text size should take 3XL. The font will be bold. For the price, the text should be XL, and the text color should take lime 500. Margin top will be 1. Then we're going to have the image. The width will be full. Border radius around everything will be large. Shadow, medium. Then for this div tag, for the amenities, the background color will be gray 100. Then what the padding of 4. Border radius as well, large. And we'll have a shadow. MD as well. Next is the H2 text. The text size will be XL. The font will be semi-bold. Margin bottom will be 3. Then this div tag that we have right here, for the div tag, display would be grid. Grid goes to, we'll set a gap of 4, and the text color would be gray 700. Now for this div tag that we have right here, display will be flex, items, center, and a gap of 2. So I'm going to copy this here, and I'm going to paste it for each of the other div tags that we have in the amenities. So right here, this is what we're going to have. Next is the div tag that we have here. I'm going to style the H2 tag. The text should be large. The font semi-bold. And we'll have a margin bottom of 2. Then for the description, I'm going to style everything. Class name. Text color should be gray 600. Now to the right section. Background will be white. Padding will be 6. We'll set margin top of 18. Border radius large. And we'll have a shadow. MD. Now the H2 tag. Text size will be 2XL. Font will be bold. Margin bottom will be set to 4. Then the form input field. The form itself, we're going to set a space of 4. Now, next is the input field. So, class name, we're going to set the width to full. We'll have a border. Then the border color would be gray, 300. We'll set the padding to 3, and then a border radius around it, large. So I'm going to copy this as well, and then I'll paste it for the next input field. Paste it for this one as well. I would also paste it for this input field that we have here. Then for the checkout as well, I'll paste it. Then for the label tag, we're going to set the font to bold. I'll copy this, paste it where we have the label tag, paste it here as well. Okay, so we have just 3 label tags. Then we have the select tag. We'll set the width to full. Padding will be 3. Margin bottom will be 3 as well. We'll have a border radius around this would be set to large. Focus ring. Then we'll set the color blue 300. Okay, then we have the button right here. I'm just going to style this. The width will be set to full. Background color will be lime. The text color is white. Then we'll have a padding of 3. Rounded large, which is the border radius. And when you hover on the button, the background color should be a bit lighter. And we'll add the transition as well. Okay, so this is what we should have, but the border on this is not applying to everything. So let's see. Okay, not border bottom, it should be border. Oh my god. Okay, so the mistake is here. The border color, not border gray 300. The border should not be at the bottom, it should be for the entire border. So there's a little, just a very little typo error here. Now let's see. All right, so this is what we have now. Okay, you can see the name of the room, the price, the image. Then we have the amenities right here. We have the room description. Then on the right hand side, we have the form. So in the form, book your stay, we have the name, the email, the phone number, the check-in. Then we have the checkout. Then we have number of guests, 3 guests. Then we have book your stay now. Okay, so this is what we have. This is for the first, that is for the 4th room. If I click on the 1st room now, we're going to see the same details, the name of the room, the price, the left and right side. And if I click on this as well, we're going to see the same details. Okay, the image, amenities, description, the form to book the stay. So now that we've completed the front end, the next thing we need to work on now is the back end.